Their landlord's a really weird old guy. Nobody has a job, but they always have money.
And then just to kind of cap off it all, like Don appears in the door. That's what really pushes him to the edge.
It was funny until Don slammed the door, and then it was hysterical. No shit. Oh, man. Okay, I think we have it together now.
Kirby Krackle started 5 years ago with a business partner, Jim Demonakos, and myself. It's before we had the other guys in the band, and basically we wanted to write songs about comic books and video games and what we liked about geek culture in general, and we wondered why no one was doing that. So we took our mutual love of comics and my history of songwriting and made a real stripped-down record in 2009 called Kirby Krackle. Very creative, right? Self-titled. And then from that point, we started going to cons and getting people to hear our music who were into geek stuff, and it just kind of went on from there.
Working hard, oh darling, you've been working hard. I wanna wipe those worry lines right off of you.
We're all kind of nerdy in different ways, and I think really at the center of it is Kyle really knows, he's really figured out a way to tap into a lot of nerdy subject matter, but also kind of like touch the human element of it so that it doesn't feel exclusionary.
I've been in lots of different bands. I think right away the difference of this band is we generally really like each other and we like hanging out, and we hang out outside of being a band, and that's an important thing, so it's not just business all the time. I think we really respect each other's songwriting and style. I mean, Patrick, a guitar player, is a great songwriter on his own, and so is Scott, and so we kind of like three frontmen kind of in the same band together, and they kind of let me, at least in this band, kind of lead the charge, and we back Patrick up in his band. So we just have a great time, and our influences and what we like to put into music, I think, revolve around the same thing, which is stuff that gets your foot tapping and is just feel good music.
It's not just about here's this nerdy thing that we love. It's about here's this nerdy thing that we love, and we're sharing it with you, and here's why we love it. And it goes a little bit beyond, you know, just kind of clever references to comic book characters and TV shows. It's about the experience of falling in love with pop culture, and I think that actually reaches across boundaries as far as, like, you're not just a Doctor Who fan, you're not just a My Little Pony fan. There's actually things that are elements in common with that even if you are not into that particular aspect of pop culture, you can enjoy the song that we wrote about it because it touches on some of the common elements of why you're into it.
Kind of like everyday stuff, like coming home from work and put on your cozy pants and falling in love over Twitter, not in a creepy way, and going to grandma's house and other wholesome things like that.
You kind of really draw on the common experience we have with, like, going to visit relatives and actually having fun doing it, and the fact that it's kind of put to a sexy Justin Timberlake beat makes it a lot more fun.
We went to the edge of just, like, you know, cocaine out bathroom mirrors, and now we're swinging the other way. and it's
That's a really inspiring click track for sure, man. I hear that and I just want to groove hard.
That's to us is the new edge.
Yeah, I might have mentioned this before, but the one thing that's really different about this band than any other band I've ever been in is people relate to the lyrics. And so at our shows, I've never been in a band before where so many people sing along or know the words to every song. And that's obviously the cultural connection that people feel to the music. That's really cool. I've never had that experience in a band before.
Yeah, there was actually somebody that had lyrics on her
tattooed
arms,
on her arms. Yeah, she had Kirby Krackle lyrics tattooed on her forearms.
That's hardcore,
Kyle, I got a picture of it. It was really really neat.
So yeah, this is our fourth full-length studio album, and we're gonna do a tour that we're gonna announce in the next couple months, and just really push these new songs we've been working on for the last year. We had been doing a record every year, and we took last year off to kind of refocus about what do we want to do in geek rock or nerd rock, as our genre is called. That's different than what we did before. So we kind of went back to our roots of what are the things that we like doing when we're not reading comics and playing video games. That kind of led us to be interested in comics and video games. So it's still geeky and stuff, but it's kind of like a soundtrack to growing up in suburbia.
I could spend a million nights looking around the world, travel far and wide and never find another girl who can love me in the ways that you always do. Hey, come on. Hey.
Finally get to this meeting room where we're supposed to play, and it's like, kind of a medium-sized conference/meeting room with, just the fluorescent lights over your head and rows of chairs out there. It was not at all set up for a rock band in the least, and it looked like, you would see a lecture about how to sell insurance, except everybody was dressed in like steampunky stuff. It was pretty steampunk, or it was a little kind of more fetishy than the Comic Cons that we've gone to. It was like, more. It was more adult. I'll say that. It was definitely more adult, right? So we were like, okay, and then there were acoustic performers, and they didn't even need a microphone. So we were going to be so loud, so fucking loud in this room, we were going to kill people. So we've set up on there. Fortunately, Nelson forgot his cymbals. So
which worked out fine.
We couldn't be that loud anyway, so then we turned our amps down like just as whisper quiet as we possibly could. And then we played, and it was almost like karaokeing to Kirby Krackle songs, but the room filled up with people, and they sang along and had a great time, and they loved it. And then afterward, we wheeled out and loaded up our van and drove home.